What is love? This is a question that was recently posted by someone from the audience of a YouTube channel. And they posed the question to the presenters. And I realized that this is a very important question that so many people, 99.99% of the people, don't really truly know the answer to. Everyone has got an idea of what it is, or what it could be, not of what it is, of what it could be, I would say. And the only people who know truly what it is people who have attained enlightenment or had the taste of enlightenment, because enlightenment usually comes with the taste of enlightenment first and then followed by enlightenment thereafter, right? So in this video, I'll be discussing that all important question. And for those who don't know me, I am Osman. I am a bioenergy healer on a master level with telepathic healing capabilities, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, amongst a host of other um, physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments, especially alleviating the adverse effects of involuntary Kundalini awakening. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing the art for almost 50 years and teaching for 44 years. In that period, having studied under various masters across the globe and gleaned out the important aspects, creating my own unique protocols adapted for the 21st century. To that end, I have students in over 100 countries today, and also one of I believe the best protocol that I've created was the 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free from my website, yogawellness786.com, in exchange for your subscription to my blog. And also you can get further information about my services on my site. Also remember that all my services and my treatment methodologies are natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So the experience of love is something that intrinsically is in every person, and this is the ultimate of what everyone is craving for, right? So whenever you feel like a feeling of elation, a feeling of ecstasy, and especially when you fall in love, some feeling overcomes you, and it's such an amazing feeling. The entire world becomes so beautiful for those who's fallen in love. For those who hasn't fallen in love, it is a feeling of elation and amazement, and you have that affiliation, to maybe your friend, your best friend. You can do anything for them, or your parents. You can do anything. And sadly, these days, so many people haven't had experience of love. But when someone does something good for you or kind, it feels so amazing, right? And or someone says a kind word, or they smile, and it feels this thing. And also for of course the majority have experienced a love in intimacy, physical intimacy, and when you climax, and that moment of that exhilaration is a taste of what love is, right? Now when one experiences um, uh, advancement in the yoga sciences. So then what actually happens is the moment of enlightenment, where you are permanently enlightened and permanently in that state, doesn't just comes like that. First, it gives you a taste so that you know you're on the right path, and then it can probably take you over a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades to reach, depending on your practice and discipline, whether you want to go, further, further on it and experience it, 24/7, right? So when it comes, it becomes so intense. So that feeling of the physical intimacy climb, or that feeling of love that you experience, pure love, for your child, for your parent, for your friend, for someone, for your pet, or for, some kind words or kind people, or some, mission. You have that love, that deep desire, and you multiply and you start imagining you're listening to a musical where they escalating the music, the whole, all the instruments are playing and it's going higher and higher, and you're feeling that moment of exhilaration. That music best depicts how to make you go up, up, up into that highest form of exhilaration, and then you take off into the stratosphere, and you are immersed in an ocean of extreme maximum exhilaration, so much that every cell of your body is bursting and cannot handle that level. It's more than what it can handle. It is exhilaration and ecstasy overload. It goes to a state of total ecstatic state, in that feeling of love, that you are, that everything you, it's as though you are in a massive ocean of love. Everything around you, you are, there's only love everywhere surrounding you, right? And when you experience that, then you cannot handle it. You have to get it to stop, and you can only possibly handle it. In my case, I could only handle it for a few seconds, right? At most, maybe 5 seconds. I could not handle more than that. That is was too. I say stop, 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 because it is so much, and when you come back from it, because you've experienced, this is the true love experience. You experience the essence, the true love. What is love? The complete love. It overwhelms you when you come back to your normal, physical consciousness, and you cannot talk, you cannot utter any word. You want to open your mouth and you want to say what, because people around you is wondering what happened to you, what's wrong, and you open, you can't, you're just sitting dazed, and you have to wait for the feeling to subside, because your brain has become overwhelmed, and it stopped functioning. It's not able to communicate. You can't do anything for at least like for about an hour, you know half an hour to an hour. You don't know how much time is passing, and eventually, slowly, sound starts coming out from your mouth, and then you can talk and say, oh my god, I felt this exhilaration. I don't know what this is, and it is so amazing. I couldn't handle it, right? So then you understand, this feeling lingers in you, the memory of it lingers in you, in your heart region. It's like, when you're always in love and everything. So that thing is playing like a music, like a violin is playing in your heart 24/7. No matter how the decades can follow, no matter what happens, you remember that, and you feel someone's got your back. And this is the essence of everything. And whatever you're feeling is just like your consciousness is blocking, or something, is your construct, something in your construct is like a small curtain that just a small tip, you just must allow it, and it's going to burst forth again, and you afraid for it to burst, right? It's a type of, not a frightening fear, but a exhilaration. Say, oh no, no, it's gonna overwhelm me, it's gonna overwhelm me. I understand, so you want it in a limit. Just the memory, is enough, for that period after. And then when people harm you, or the people are negative to you, or you're not getting your goals, or things are going wrong, and no matter what you try, nothing is coming right. Don't get overwhelmed by that, because these seem like very minor things, compared to the real feeling that you had. That was the real stuff. It's like, uh, how can I explain it? You don't get, like someone try to, give you some preparation, that's uh, like an artificial, like an imitation. Oh, you get the you know the like some people try to make sweet stuff, that doesn't have enough sugar, or you try to have the general, say a good example, okay, better is ice cream, right? So you buy then, someone offered you a regular ice cream and you have it, but you tasted the double thick pure dairy ice cream. Amazing feeling that you had, from tasting that. And you sat with a tub of it and you enjoyed the bliss of it. Maybe it was a strawberry ice cream and there were pieces of strawberry in that ice cream, and you ate it. You're so creamy and amazing. Then someone offered you like a very cheap ice cream, and it reminds you of that amazing ice cream that you had, there is, and you take it and you smile, but it's not a replacement, but a good reminder of that, something like that, you see. And you don't get really put down. You feel, you know a sense of peace and calm, because this is what it seems you were searching for all the time, and you found it, and you know how to repeat it. You know what, brought it on. You know how to repeat it, and you just don't want to repeat it because it makes you crazy and you can't function anymore. You don't want to be non-functional, because you have your responsibilities, you have your career, your work, um, your family, your children, for those of you who have that. And sometimes I understand why someone who feels that suddenly they want to leave everything, abandon everything, and, just go into the mountains and sit in that, that feeling, that amazing feeling all the time, and not even worried. Are you cared about food or water? No. When you're in love, you can't even eat food. You're not hungry anymore. You're not even thirsty anymore. You don't have any. You don't feel you need anything. You feel you're fine. You feel like you're flying high. You're gliding in the stratosphere. So this is the feeling of love. It is available for every person. It's inside every person, right? It's inside everyone, and you can express it, in different ways, because it's inside you, right? But you haven't experienced the full ambit of it. It seems that it dawns down from the external into you and explodes you. And it seems like a good way to explain it in today's terms, in terms of what people could identify with, is like everyone says the universe has got my back, right? And the universe is there, and the universe is come. It's like the universe coming and trying to fill into you, right? And when the universe opens itself to you, it's intrinsically and basically filled with the ocean of love, and we are permeating it, and it's blocked from us in order that we can function. Because if it's not blocked, you cannot function, right? You cannot move. You'll be in tears. You'll be crying. You'll be in ecstasy, and you'll just melt away. Actually, you feel like your entire cells and everything will just disappear, and you'll just fall and disappear into thin air. That's how you feel it's going to be. So how does that help my explanation? So my explanation says there is, no matter what you think, is the worst thing that are happening to you, there's something so much greater that more than makes up for any wound that you may have. And whatever wound or problem that you had, when you have that experience, is completely obliterated and disappears and becomes, it's not that it wasn't there, right? It was there, but comparatively it's nothing compared to what's, that feeling is. It's so amazing. And this is there, and you can reach out. You can reach out in many ways. You don't have to necessarily do it through yoga or meditation. You can also, experience through religion, or just through contemplation, about everything. You can just sit out and see the amazement of creation, that this was created by a massive intelligent energy, right? An intelligent creative force, right, is the best way to describe it. It's a creative force that's there, and it used the fundamental of love, because you see how intricately a flower is created, how amazing and soft the petals are, how amazing it feels to feel the grass under your feet and the softness of the earth. And when you sit in a park and lean against a massive tree, and you just relaxing against the sturdy natural thing that was grown, and you breathing in the cool air, and feeling the cool breeze. So these are all amazing things. And also the adverse thing, when you see a tornado, a heavy rains, floods, and the massive force of nature, you are in a ship and the waves are so many feet high, big. You feel like like a microscopic element in front of the massive ocean that you're flying. Your ship feels like a little toy thing in that massive ocean, that it can crush you in any minute, right? Or the storms are hailing down and the earth is shaking when you experience, the tremor of an earthquake or whatever massive disaster. You say how fierce and how strong, nature can be. Even if you go to the ocean, the back current that pulls, it's so strong, so many people can die from it. It's so powerful. The power behind it, what power, you know can overcome that? What power do we have to overcome, this massive power, when everything can just crumble in a second, right? And you can be blown into smithereens and made into dust, right? So when you see these things, you get amazed intellectually at the creative force, behind it. And to know that the fundamental, although it's perceived negatively, it is so intense that there is some higher creative power, you know, that is there, that is greater than, because we didn't create that, right? No man created, especially the cataclysmic events that happened in the past. And man did not create that, right? It obliterated civilizations. So, from archaeological research, they found there were at least four golden ages in the past, right? And was found buried under sand. For some reason or another, a cataclysmic event happened and obliterated everything that existed, right? Almost to zero. Of course, there probably was one or two or few people left that continued the human civilization, and some animals and so forth, right? And everything, regrew magically. If you look at nature, if you look at the earth from the satellite photos, how amazing it looks. It's truly an amazing, when you see it, and imagine how vast it is. And this is only one planet. There's so many planets and so many galaxies, and there's a massive universe and multiverses, and then we're finding out there are different dimensions on top of that, you know and these things, is this awe and amazement is there, and we are just nothing. We're just a little speck in this massive creation, right? We're just one of 8.4 billion. Just that we thinking ourselves is so important, but we are nothing, right? Compared to the bigger picture, if you look from an intergalactic or multiverse perspective, how small is the Earth? The Earth is, you cannot even see it when we look at it from the galaxy perspective, right? The Milky Way. Where's even the Milky Way? We can't even see this. Oh, there it is, right? So, coming back to this feeling of love and this amazement, it is such a magnanimous, more magnanimous than all these descriptions that I'm giving of the cataclysmic events, of the galaxy, of the universe, right? And this is what it is, and I hope that description helps you somewhat. So, take care of yourself always.